And that one. Did I just type that? Alright everyone, we're here in NEL once again. This doesn't look to be a ticketed game actually, as I don't see it on in the lobby. I can show you guys. It's not there at the top. But either way, just wanted to cast some NEL. It's always fun, so I guess item drops enabled is kind of lie going into this game, but let's quickly check up the draft after that NESL action stopped. I don't want to spoil it, but either way, we've got Mason here, was playing in that back in. So the bans, Batrider, no surprise, Naga, no surprise, Abaddon OD, not really too surprised either. Following that up with a Nature's Prophet Bane, as well as a Razor and a Gyrocopter ban. Mason going to be picking up the Nyx Assassin, a Visage, an interesting Drill Ranger pick, and then a Storm Spirit. So Mason definitely playing the one role there for Take 5, I believe is the name, and of course loves those aggressive carries, so we'll see if he plays that Dro or what he's going to get done on it, as Lycus here drafts the Weaver likely for himself. Seems to love that hero a lot. And then goes with the Rubik as well, just so that support isn't available, because it's annoying to play Weaver versus Rubik. He's very annoying with the Saguchi. And then, of course, now Windrunner, going to be picked up there by Lycus. And that pretty much catches us up to the draft. Now they're waiting for their fourth pick, and that's going to be the Warlock there. And yeah, now coming into the fifth ban. Sorry, a little distracted there. Heading into game one. Hopefully we can get the next game ticketed. Oh, it looks like the next one going up. There probably will be a ticketed game showing up in about maybe a couple minutes. 1437 has a lobby up in the IXDL client.
Reserve time.
Which reminds me to mute the IXDL client so it doesn't make new game hosted noises. It's very loud. But either way, we'll see. If this game's not ticketed, the next one will be. So now waiting on that fifth ban. Lycus goes with the Warlock here, so of course the Chaotic Offering can be very strong. Likely we'll take it mid. We'll see if he'll try to go for that Midas into a quick Ags Refresher sort of build that we normally see. They'll have to make sure to win their lanes though if Warlock wants to do that, because sometimes you need Warlock to be involved early and drop that ult. But based on the Drill Ranger pick, probably not going to be the case. Warlock may be able to get a little greedy with it, as Mason here will take out the Lone Druid as the last pickup. And now Lycus here on his fifth ban takes out the Timbersaw. So no solo save for offlane Timbersaws, or even mid for that matter. But it does look like Mason has the Storm Spirit, so probably expecting the Timbersaw in the offlane. It's not as good anymore. The Timber Chain kind of got adjusted in the last little patch, just on how that works. Now if you get stunned, Timber won't follow the Timber Chain, so it hurt him a little bit, but he's still, of course, a great tier 1 pickup. And now waiting on Mason's last pick, and I think I put on the talking in-game, or the voice in-game, that is. So if anyone's watching, I guess you're not watching a game, so it literally doesn't matter, so I take it back. If you hear me on the stream, maybe type and let me know. It should be working. As Mason now going for that last pickup. And yeah, speaking of those other lobbies, J Hood as well as 1437 both have lobbies with no one in them, so there probably won't be another game until this one finishes, so maybe it's fast, maybe it takes a while, but next game should be ticketed. I'll probably do a couple tonight, because casting to 6 in the morning for the last week has made me pretty tired, so I do kind of want to sleep tonight. Do a couple, and then we'll see. Or not, I don't know. The viewers keep me in it. If I get up to 400 views, I'll probably cast until I hear the birds outside that like to be so annoying here in southern Florida. As Darkseer and Spiritbreaker are going to be the last picks up there, so Mason takes the DS, and the Spiritbreaker going to be grabbed there by Lycus. Likely just run in the offlane, and maybe they go aggro with Windrunner as a support, but we'll see. Oh, actually, no, Spiritbreaker could be a support and then Windrunner off, or doing the Ancients as they find themselves here on the Radiant. Yeah, and for people asking, I can't find the game in client. Yeah, this one's not ticketed, so I guess my title on the broadcast is a lie, so apologies for that. The next one should be, as a lot of the big names are back in, because they were playing an NESL earlier, the EMS 1, EG versus Take 5. That's basically half of the NEL player base, so they weren't around earlier.
5 seconds remaining.
As of course we get into a pause. Let's see who we got in the game. I didn't actually introduce the players, maybe I should. We've got Lycus here, Dable or Dave. We've got Febby all the way from Korea once again joining us here in NEL. Dark Falco, the famous. Slitherine, I've seen him a couple times as well. Mason, of course. What up about McKeens? That's going to actually be Juby. Bloody Nine, Tsar, seen him a couple times, and Zendi HX. I've seen him maybe once or twice as well. So not as big names as usual, but of course all very skilled players, as getting vouched for NEL isn't the easiest thing to do. As we do get into the game. So let's go ahead and introduce up the teams right now. On that Storm Spirit here for the Dire, we've got Mason going to be taking it into the mid lane. Bloody Nine on the Darkseer, likely going to go to the off. We'll see how well Sar can do as he takes a defensive build here as a carry into that defensive tri-lane. Tsar on the Drow Ranger. Going to be backed up by Juby here on the Nyx Assassin and Zendi on the Visage. So we'll see what they can get done. Meanwhile, over on the Radiant, we've got Lycus and his squad. Lycus going to be handling that Weaver. We've got Windrunner going to be played on the offlane by Dave. Oh, no, actually, they're taking an aggro tri-lane. Maybe it could be... Well, she's got sentries now. I was going to say it could be a farming Windrunner. It looks to be a support as Dark Falco is over here on the Spirit Breaker. So maybe going to do offlane Spirit Breaker with the Ancients on the Windrunner, or could just be trying to throw out the ward. And then mid, or just another support for the aggro tri-lane. We've got Rubik here, and that is actually going to be Slitherine. And yeah, it is an aggressive tri-lane. Meanwhile, we've got the 450 ping Febby all the way from Korea here, manning up on the Warlock. They're probably just going to go ahead and pick up heroes that ping doesn't really matter, and so we'll see what he gets done with that. And of course, we already got to the Lycus actually. Going to be a solo safe on the Weaver. And let's see, are they actually going to farm Dark Falco? Yes, they are. Windrunner is the support. I feel like it could go either way. You really can't get too much farm on Spirit Breaker because you generally want to gank and charge around at level 3 to 6, and of course throughout the whole game, as still Spirit Breaker will hold his skill there as they run into the other three. And it's hard not to aggressive into a Drow Ranger. It's a very weak hero in tri-lanes. We've seen that evident in a couple of the NEL games recently. Definitely gets shut down. Juby even had the audacity to take the Drow Ranger into an aggressive tri-lane, which didn't actually do terrible from what I remember, but it didn't do well. I believe they lost the game at the end of the thing. But here comes Juby. Will get caught out. Two-man stun to go off as well. Looks like Zenji did go ahead and get the Grave Chill first, and maybe they're just trying to block the camps. Both of the supports here got sentries on them. Slitherine has one more ward, so maybe looking to block the camp, as Dave taking a lot of harass here. He knows there's no soul assumption, so he should be okay. Dark Falco with the charge here onto the Nyx. Will get stunned, but the bash will land. Dave will salve up. They want to keep going here. Drow Ranger from the back. They're not going to get the Nyx, and they maybe turn on Sar, but no, not going to get her either, as this aggressive tri-lane is in disarray. Just a lot of ranged heroes trading blows there, but not too much happening. Meanwhile, this actually matchup in the bot lane, Weaver here, Lycus versus the Darkseer, if I could find him. That's going to be Bloody Nine. So the creep skipping is great. Darkseer gets a lot of items, he gets a lot of farm, he's not going to miss any CS. As actually, okay, no, still lots of action in the top lane, but no one dying yet. Lycus, of course, with the Saguchi, with the Geminate attack, can actually go back, and as we see there, do a lot of damage to the Darkseer. But meanwhile, can get back to the tower, missed 1 XP there from that creep, but can last it pretty well under it with the Geminite attack as well as the Saguchi. As we see him 5-1, Darkseer 9-0, so Weaver won't do terribly, should have a pretty big role, and we'll just have to wait for this aggressive tri-lane to really strike. Need a couple levels on Dark Falco, level 3 maybe for that Greater Bash, and of course the Fade Bolt and maybe the Wind Run here from Dave to add a little more damage, and of course Dave can maybe initiate, because he can get escape out of there with that Wind Run. But meanwhile mid, we've got Mason here. 9-0 right now on this Storm Spirit on the last hit chart, so doing pretty well. Febby, meanwhile, taking a lot of harass, at least very low on health. Going to use his last regen here now. He's 9-3, so yeah, arguably winning the lane, but 3 denies not going to matter too much, as Mason has his bottle, actually bringing out, finishing up a Null Talisman as well, as he wants to have a dive on Febby. Will use the haster, and Febby likely to go down here. Mason taking a lot of tower hits, though. Let's see if Febby can juke. He gets the first blood, actually. Mason a little over aggressive. Gonna call the GG here at 2 minutes and 42 seconds, but of course that's not gonna be for real, as we've got a Drow Ranger diving 3 out of tier 1 tower, Just really scaring them off there for some reason, but gonna allow Dark Falco to pick up some CS there. He's actually 9-3 right now. Drill Ranger 6-0, so not affecting her CS as much as you might think they should. And now Febby off that first blood. Let's see, is he just bottle chrome back here? Quickly, yes, he is indeed. And I actually think Febby is the mid player, I think, for FX Open, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I watched them from NSL. I think they made one player substitution since the Nexon Starter League, but I'm not positive. I should watch Korean Dota. Korean Dota, best Dota. Korean esports in general. So much fun. The announcers don't say too much, but they sure yell and get excited. Gotta love that. I actually watched the entire Nexon Starter League only in Korean. Didn't even bother with the English casters. Although Basekip did a sick job. He was the only English one I actually did watch. And yeah, Weaver, Lycus, still doing well in the bot lane. Has the Tranquil Boots up. You kind of need it in this matchup. And it's not an uncommon item for the Weaver anyways. But it definitely helps the armor for taking the creep at the tower. And of course, the damage you'll take from the creep or the ion shells allow you to heal up, keep a lane presence. Meanwhile, though, we get there just in time. More action because of the first blood. Febby, a higher level. He's level 6. He's not even getting Shadow Word. This is an interesting build. Top, though, Slytherin could be in trouble. And let's see, the action maybe dying out as we get back to Febby. So he puts 2 points into Fatal Bonds, stats, and then a Chaotic Offering. So a lot of times you'll see 1 into Fatal Bonds, max Shadow Word stats, and Chaotic Offering. I think that was the Dignitas build that came out a couple months ago. But we'll see more action in the top lane again. A lot of action, a lot of damage being thrown out. Oh, the Soul Assumption does a bit. Juby wants to chase, doesn't have the mana though. And here comes the charge. Dark Falco will grab them both. Juby can't even impale. I'm not sure why he was chasing. Slytherin will be able to get away from that, so it does nicely there. Oh yeah, also, hey, what's up, Callie? You can come co-cast if you want. As for those of you wondering, Callie is who I started casting with. What was it, about a year ago now? He's a pro. Febby up with the bottle after the bottle curl. Oh wow, we missed the action. Finally action happens in the top lane. Dark Falco to drop. Let's see, probably because Slytherin isn't there with his defensive telekinesis. The kill will go there. First kill on the board actually, and who gets it? It's the Visage. So Zanji puts his team on the board 2-1 right now. Let's see, Febby with 2 kills, 39. Definitely going to be high in the net worth as well, about 1,000 head. The next closest Darkseer, so expect a gold advantage. Yeah, not much for the Radiant. XP, just about normal. As the tower here, one good thing about a creep skipping Darkseer, you're going to get a ton, you're going to get that tower pretty early, a ton of damage on it, as the creep always going to be hitting it up there. As Dark Falco now puts 2 points in Greater Bash, 1 in Charge of Darkness. He's 4, he's going to put it in Empowering Haste, and we'll see what he decides to do. Probably keep 1 in Empowering Haste just to sort of make up for not having boots on the supports maybe. Yeah, it definitely helps supports out a lot. And actually an ability that kind of makes him get picked up as a support. But probably going to continue to put points in Darkness and Bash after this, as Febby's sitting very, very happy in the mid lane right now. 1,500 gold. We'll see if he wants to buy an early mech, but it looks like 3 around the area. Darkseer on the backside. That's Bloody 9. Not a lot of mana, but has an Invis bottled up. Did go bottle in the off lane, as you normally do with creep skipping. And Juby pretty close around on the Nyx Assassin as well. But will they actually opt to go for the gank with 4 points in Fatal Bonds? He will do a lot of damage. 1,000 health because of the stats. Doesn't have the heal because he didn't go for Shadow Word. But either way, still going to be pretty tanky. 5 armor and almost 1,100 HP there as Bloody 9. We'll use the Invis and just jungle here. Bit of a exploitation. You can do it with the smokes as well. If you're having trouble clearing huge stacks on Darkseer, you can just buy a smoke. It's kind of annoying because they run around now. They didn't used to, but they changed it because basically everyone did that. I'm glad they don't run around on Wildkins or aggro on Wildkins. I wonder if they'll fix that soon. I don't know if it's really an advantage, but we'll see. Oh wait, dive in the top lane though. The orb walking here from Sar, 3 points into that Ice Walk as Dark Falco will go down. Lycus to TP up though, not going to help Dark Falco. He drops. Zendi taking tower hits, he will go down. And now Juby getting really low as well. Will drop on the backside. Meanwhile, the TP up here from Lycus continues to chase Sar. Let's see if he can find him. He's got the Suguchi. Looks like he will be A-okay as he's going to pick him up there. So it goes 3 for 1, bringing the score 5-2. Lycus picks up a double kill. Looks like he is just rushing the BKB here on the Weaver. And Mason again calling the GG. Febby now dropping the rock. Doesn't get Mason. We see him very low as he gets back to base there. But now using that golem to push the tier 1 tower. And this is a siege unit wave as well. The second of the game. And it looks like they're probably going to get the tower. Maybe going for the deny. Mason coming back in here. Does he want to fight? The golem's still alive right now. Febby gets the tower. Now turns to fight. Perhaps there's no creep to static ward or fatal bonds. Febby will go down. The golem. Is it going to be enough? The burn damage. One more attack. Will it be enough? The stun. Impale gonna miss. The charge coming in from Dark Falco as well. And that's from the south. It's going to land right here. Boom. But Febby kind of turns the golem around. Needs that attack. Doesn't matter. Dark Falco cleans it up in that. With that, he hits 6. Maybe it was 6 a little before that with the action top lane. And let's see. Nether Strike is available. Wants to turn on Xianti maybe. He's got the mana for it. Does use it, gets into the trees. One more bash, will he get it? He does actually. Dark Falco with the double kill. RN, GG as a bloody 9 here. Does continue to jungle, doesn't offer any assistance, needs those big items. Has the buckler already, but wants to get to the mech, of course. And that bot tier 1 tower is in deny range. We'll see if Lycus gets back down there. It's actually going to be Febby who shows up as Lycus is up top, diving ZR at the tier 1. Here comes a TP in. The Windrunner power shot may have missed, and then the time lapse out by Lycus. Didn't even matter. Lycus has the damage. Battle Weaver right now. He's going the Swarm build here, which has got popular as of late with all the armor reduction heroes, the Shadow Fiends, the Nagas, the Elder Titans, the Visages with the medallions, the Dazzles. Not really. No one picks them up, but I wish they would. Sort of. But either way, armor reduction, very popular. Of course, Vengeful Spirit as well. Probably the last very notable hero with the armor reduction. But either way, Lycus off to a great start. If we check it out, he's 3-0 right now. And as we approach 10 minutes, probably going to switch it over to the net worth chart. But let's quickly take out the farm, or look at the farm, get that out of the way. 60 CS, 8 denies right now for Febby leading the charts. For the Dire now, we've got Bloody 9 at 55 CS here on the Darkseer. And then, of course, Mason also was in the mid lane on the Storm at 53 CS. Lycus, 3 kills to his name, as well as 47 CS. And then the last core, well, actually not really. We've got Jar. I'm really emphasizing that. We'll just say Zar here at 32 on the Dro, who's looking to get aggressive on the Lycus. They have the Sentry down here. Soul Assumption to fly. Lycus gets pretty low. Will just time lapse up. And now, even with the Sentry down, probably wants to fight Slitherine. Will show up with the stolen... Wait, what? Oh, I thought he shot it. Okay, Shackle shot from Dave as well. Xiandi is going to go down. Looks like Sar to drop. Dark Falco charging in to clean it up. Lycus can pretty much get out of there, but once they clean it up, will get a double kill, make him 5-0, and with that, we head to the mid lane action there. Febby in trouble right now. Will go down, drops the Chaotic Offering. Are there TPs? He's actually not going down. Bottle crowing, or bottling in between the damage. Mason to take the fall. The static link on the creep. He gets surged out. Is there a static link on the creep? No, I think it only landed on him, so he's going to be A-okay, but he barely gets out of there. As Bloody 9 now about... What is he? 400 gold? So 600? No, 500 off of the Mac just about. Wants to dive on Febby, but Lycus, of course, is here. Vacuum goes out. Charge from Dark Falco. It's all the way from top. It could be a while. Febby, he drops the wall to clean it up, actually. Make it 4-10. Another kill there for the Dire, but they're falling very far behind as Lycus looks to pick up another. The Swarm doing a ton of damage. As Dark Falco, he switches to the neutrals off of that charge. And yeah, 11-4 now. We've gone to the net worth tab. We see 3 of the top 5 are going to be for the Radiant there. Lycus leading there with 6 kills, I believe. 6-0, yeah. And then, of course, Febby. Dominant performance in the mid lane against Mason's Storm Spirit. A hero that fits Mason's playstyle. A very, very aggressive player. As we'll check out the gold, or the actual graphs again, yeah. So let's check it out. Now we've got a sizable lead forming here for the Radiant as Juby looks around for his first Vendetta Strike. We'll find Falco, but about a 4k gold lead as well as a 4k XP lead for the Radiant, so feeling pretty dominant right now. Yeah, Febby asks a pretty good question, and to answer it, probably because of the NESL stuff going on right now, like EG and Take 5 just played. That's a lot of the player base. Yeah, everyone was watching EG plus Take 5. A lot of the player base for NEL, so it was fun to see them in action in a more professional setting. Not that NEL is completely unprofessional. It's definitely a lot of fun, though. As charge comes in, the silence doesn't get there in time, and the hero shackle from Dave, it's gonna land. They're going to clean them both up unless he can TP out. And yes, he actually is able to get out. Mason comes in now. Big ball lightning damage onto Dave. Dave to drop. Now Dark Falco on the run. Overload damage. Bloody 9 picks up a double kill there as Lycus maybe just wants to come clean up. He knows they're out of mana, but maybe a little risky. He's 6-0. He doesn't want to give that up. Chaotic Offering still 25 seconds on cooldown, but he gets the link on 3 of them. Darkseer drops the wall. Mason will fall between the damage from Weaver as well as Warlock. And that static link continuing to hurt. It's on 2 right now. Dark Falco, I believe he bought back for this, coming in for the charge. Will cancel it maybe? As Febby gets caught up by Mason. Mason did just buy back. And yeah, Spirit Breaker bought back as well. Mason though looking to clean up Rubik. Meanwhile, at the tower, we've got Bloody 9 trying to run away from Falco. No ult, Soul Assumptions to fly. He's getting pretty low. And let's check out. Mason cleans up Slytherin. So back to the action in the top lane. Lycus running for it.
I feel like a broken record.
Mason though still on the hunt. Used all of his bottle, and Dark Falco will just charge out Lycus here with the Saguchi. Mason probably not going to go for it. And Mason, he's getting pretty shut down this game. There's a courier coming out. There's nothing on it for him. He's got treads, a medallion, and a bottle. It's 14 minutes in. He definitely wants to go for a Orchid, but he's pretty far off. As Sar in trouble. Lycus will pick it up from the backside. Hasn't even retreated out yet. Still behind in enemy territory. That Iron Charge may have actually saved him. Dark Falco lives. 30 HP. Get out of there. 14 and 8. As Juby has the Vendetta Strike. Definitely wants to put it to use. Yeah, to respond to the chat, Dro is a garbage hero. Well, she was so broken in the pub scene, though, because of the auras. It was kind of annoying. Then they dealt with him a little bit, but of course, even with those auras in Captain's mode at this level, not that good of a hero, to be honest. We can see how easy she is to shut down. Completely useless in the tri-lane as Darkseer, Bloody 9, and Juby, the next team up there to go ahead and get that kill on Lycus. That's his first death. He was 7-1. That was a good chunk of gold they got out of that. 692 gold heading over to Darkseer. Here comes the charge, and we got 3 waiting in the wings here for the Radiant, looking to get 1 more, maybe. Bloody 9 could be in trouble. Febby wants to throw the rock to sides against it. Not going to go for it. Here comes the charge. Cancelled as well. Dark Falco now in the trees. Of course, Dave right by. What a player. Able to rescue him. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Maybe the Chaotic Offering, I think. Probably talking to Febby there, as he did stop animate the ultimate, which is possible on Warlock and makes quite an ensemble of noise. So does it'd be fun to put Treant Protector, Warlock. Who else can you cancel out? Maybe Tide. Just like RP as well for Magnus. Just sit there and stop animate. That would be possibly threatening. A War Chant. As Febby continues to farm up here, so back to the net worth. He's fallen to second place, mainly because of Lycus's kills. He's at 6,000 gold or net worth, as well as 90 CS with the Midas. He's got the point booster already, so looking to get the Ags up here, probably around the 20-minute mark, as Mason comes in behind the tier 1, and he's going to pick up Slytherin. Rubik goes down. Dark Falco, meanwhile, the mech from Bloody 9 to save Juby. He was the target of a Nether Strike. Febby comes in, but it's a little too little, too late. He drops the Chaotic Offering. We'll have to retreat to the wall and drops. Bloody 9 is now dominating, but wow, he's cleaning up with the Fatal Bonds, and that is even going to land. Dave with the power shot from the backside wants to chase. He's going for a mech as well, by the way. And here's Lycus, the insect, picking up the kills here. 9-1, has the BKB, not even forced to use a charge in that engagement. It looked pretty bad, as they sort of ran in one by one. Did anyone buy back for that? Does not look to be the case. Lycus and Dave just a little bit further behind. Luckily for them, Febby able to get off the Golem, and even looking to maybe get a tier 2 out of this. Lycus, he's already tanked up with the treads as well as the BKB. And I believe, yeah, of course, the Bass as well as the Ring of Regen are just remnants of the Tranquil Boots. So probably looking to go for that Desolator pretty soon. It's pretty much the go-to damage-dealing item, the highest DPS item you can get for Weaver at the moment. Shout out to Winter for pointing that out in the DKIG series last night. Or I should say this morning, as I was up very late. That series was pretty insane. IG's draft was nuts in Game 2. And just in case anyone hasn't watched it, it was a big deal, so I won't say any more spoilers other than that. But 18-12 right now. And yeah, this game's not ticketed, so apologies if my stream name seems misleading. They usually are, but I just wanted to get to casting some more NEL. Might try to hit the bed a little earlier tonight. We'll see though. 18 to 12, gold. Let's see, 4,000, 5,000 lead as Lycus gets discovered here. No time lapse. The Ion Shell as well as the Impale Vendetta Strikes are enough to clean him up. He takes his second death of the game. 9 and 2 right now. At least Juby's on his shit. He absolutely is. Playing very well on this Nyx Assassin here. And he's the only player in NEL that I got a tournament item, and he's the only one that's given me one, so maybe he'll give me another. As Sar in a lot of trouble, will go down. Juby's there with the Impale, but it's not enough to save. Of course, when you get in the Nether Strike animation, you are magic immune. Dave goes for a pretty long distance shackle shot attempt there. Not going to work out, but worth the shot anyways. But is off cooldown now. Will come back up as Juby stuns Dark Falco. Zendi's here as well with Bloody 9. Shackle to land on the 2. It connects. Can Dark Falco get out of this? There's a Soul Assumption available, so probably not. Dark Falco goes down 307 damage. Too much now. Dave tries to juke through the trees. He's got to channel his inner demon right now. Let's see if he can. Likely to be going down the familiars as well as Juby doing work. Dave will drop, and Visage wants it. He wants to go for a double kill, but Zendi not going to get it. He's 3, 4, and 4 on the Visage actually, and doing well. He's actually the second poorest person in the game, but he's doing all right. Getting quite a few kills for his team there, dealing the damage. And now, after some early, of course, jokingly GG calls here by the Dire, they're coming back into it. 19 to 16. The graphs reflecting as well. XP right it back down to normal, and gold getting there on its way. As Zar is going for the Morbid Mask, and Dro is a good hero. Well, I know we called her crap earlier. But good in different reasons. That with just that, she can basically clear Ancients and Ancient stacks and jungle pretty effectively. So, looking to probably finish up a Helmet Dominator if she's feeling crazy. Maybe go for a Mask of Madness, but I think that's a little too crazy. Probably Helm into a BKB Yasha maybe. We'll see what she decides to go for. As the Lycus getting close to the first Mithril Hammer, if he wants to go for it. He finds himself a DD. And he's probably feeling pretty happy about this. Wants to kill Sar in the bot lane. The bugs go out. Gonna land. And yeah, Sar, you're dead. No chance. Febby gonna clean it up, actually, with the Fatal Bonds. It's a 25-second cooldown. Maybe shouldn't have wasted the spell there, but really no chance of the counter initiate. Lycus doesn't seem to mind. And with the DD, gonna go ahead and finish off the tier 1 here in the bot lane.
Sorry, I just noticed Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, did they increase the price of the ticket? It was $3.99. They may have increased it because I believe Banetrez pulled the funding that he promised, like the $1,500 that he said. Uh-oh, clutch sentry drop. They clean up the Nyx Assassin, Juby. So they may have increased the ticket value to make up for that, hoping in some more sales. And you know, now that I'm casting it, I'm sure a lot more people are probably going to buy them. Just kidding. I don't want to sound full of myself. As, uh-oh, Lycus, Gemini attack's good for those familiars. Will he get it? He will. Easy 100 gold right there. As, Febby has a chaotic offering. Mason still, 21 minutes, does not have the Orchid. Bloody 9, what's he rocking? He's going for the Shivas with that plate mail. Yeah, probably. He's got the mechanism as well. They just really need to slow down the attack speed of this Weaver, which is pretty much doubled with 4 points in Gemini attack. It's a little ridiculous. It's definitely going to help them out a lot. Of course, the AoE damage is always nice. Mason looking to backstab here. Nice Impale onto 3. What a player there, Juby. Mason jumps in. No one's dead yet. Is there a mech for the Radiant? I'm not sure. The double golems go off. Febby releases the Ag Scepter ultimate right here. Here's the wall by Bloody 9. He goes down. No vacuum to follow it up. Mason looking to take the fall too. The Nether Strike goes out. Will follow. The ball lightning immediately lifted by Slitherine. And the burn damage from the golems are doing work in this engagement. As Sar comes back in. I think that's a buyback by Darkseer. Here's his vacuum now. No, still on cooldown. Looks like he did get it off to no avail in the previous engagement. Febby drops. His golems, though, are still doing work. And, of course, if they just attack the Darkseer or someone with the Fatal Bond, Sar going to take a lot of damage. He's going down. Tries to man fight it. Doesn't realize... or doesn't think he can run, and he probably couldn't have, as Febby picks up a double kill from the grave with that golem. They get the tier 2 tower, 26-18, and all the ground that the Dire was starting to make is immediately gone as, boom, the graph shoots up right back to where it was. 4K, possibly more in XP lead, and gold about 7 right now. They look to do some damage here to the tier 3. Only Visage Zenji remains right now alive for the Dire.
Top tower is under attack.
Uh-oh. Dark Falco, better charge out of there. Looks like he'll be alright. That's not going to do nearly enough. And of course, you don't want to charge into the tier 2 towers, but that's down. The bottom one down as well. The tier 3 just took some damage, and now the tier 2 and top about half health as well. So we can see the Radiant with a large tower advantage. They've only lost their bottom tier 1 tower, which isn't really that important. This one is a little less important because there's nothing near it. I suppose it protects your ancients a little bit, but they're already so naturally protected by the terrain and the mid tower being close. The dire one's, of course, a little further away from the dire mid tower, but it makes up for it by being positioned very closely to the Roche pit. And the thing I love most about Dota, actually, is the fact that the map isn't symmetrical. It's actually really nice that it's a little different. And now Lycus looking to man fight here. Doesn't have time lapse actually, but he'll be fine. Dave was there just in case. Probably not a probably a necessary shackle shot, actually, just in case he dropped another remnant or got that overload attack off. Secures the kill as well as Lycus's own life there as Dave looks to continue to chase. The shackle goes off. There's a power shot. No points in focus fire, which is pretty standard. It's an okay spell, but Dave maybe looking to go down. Wow, gets the wind run off before the silence. Oh, goes the TP, but no. Genji's there with the familiar. And Dave, oh my god, he says. The shackle just held his corpse up. Yeah, I guess that is really about all it did. You never know. Bottles start charge wand. I think he'd already used them both as the wand is empty now. But Slytherin in some trouble in the mid lane. Vacuum to fly by Bloody 9. Looking to chase Surge in 1 more second, so they should be able to clean him up. He's going to try to get denied to Roche. Roche won't even be bothered as the swarm goes out. And it will actually not land on either of them as Lycus. That's a big portion of his damage as he's not going for a Desolator. By the way, here comes Mason with the ball lightning. The ball lightning damage misses. Here comes a chaotic offering trying to save Lycus. Not able to get the time lapse off, unfortunately. And that kind of wastes the ultimate there. So if the Dire are looking for another window back into this game, that may be it. That ultimate's going to be off cooldown now for another 150 seconds. So that gives them time to, you know, charging familiars. I guess you don't choose the target after one dies. I'm not sure what died, actually. But Dark Falco looking to probably pay for that with his life. And even wastes his 10-second BKB charge right there. And will just go ahead and charge away. So no Vortex or anything to stop him, as he is going to just go ahead and charge top onto that creep wave, farm up. No one's in the vicinity. He stops the charge. Maybe could have ganked Dro. She backs anyways, so I mean, the threat of Spirit Breaker is very real for that hero, and it's definitely a good pick against any really safe lane farmers. I mean, even if you buy Dust earlier, put it in a support role, it's great against the likes of PL. Who else can go and visit a carry role? Maybe even AM with the blinks, like you'll follow him as he blinks, stun, get that bash, especially if you're 6. You'll follow him as he blinks if you get the Nether Strike off. So it's really great at ganking the carries that take a little while to get started. Same thing goes for the mid lane if they're going to pick up SF or someone else like that. Easy to gank there with the Spirit Breaker. The threat is very large. You're definitely going to be playing very passive. Even as soon as Spirit Breaker's not in lane, you basically have to go back to your tower, and even then, you may die. Space Cow. Very scary. Alright, Visage. No medallion yet, just boots 1. Looking straight for the Ags here. And he's actually only 1200 off, so he's not doing too bad. And it may have it actually before 30 minutes if he farms like he does. Meanwhile, Juby here, level 15. 1 more level, and he's got the permit Invis Vendetta. Basically Invis as long as his mana pool can sustain him. It's daytime, so he can't actually... He will be seen there, I'm pretty sure, as blue pings him out. Yeah, so the minimap awareness is alive. And well, they drop a sentry waiting for him to run over. You can do that at nighttime because tower vision is reduced, but in the daytime, yeah, it doesn't quite work out. And let's see, gonna shackle him up. Doesn't actually land. Darkseer with a nice wall on the backside of this. Febby will be silenced. Looks like Mason has that Orchid online. Indeed he does. Dark Falco comes in, pops the ultimate onto Mason. 1 more bash, can he get it? Bloody 9 surges him out. Ball lightning will be enough to get him out as well. And the Dire, there's no rock here. They're able to take this fight because Febby used it top. The wand charges keep Falco alive. They're even going to surge the own Spirit Breaker as Slytherin picks up a double kill on the backside of this, however. I'm not sure who he got. He got Dro Ranger as well as Storm Spirit. I am ashamed to have missed that, as he will actually take the fall here to Juby. But was watching Dark Falco try to escape there. Will live. Gets back to the base now. Looks like this wall from Bloody 9 doing a lot of work. That's the Shiva's Guard, or at least the recipe He's got 1,800 gold, so make him about 900 or 800 gold away from the Mystic Staff to go ahead and complete up the Shiva's Guard, which is going to help out immensely in the team fights. Nyx with the Force Staff as well for some positioning. Provides an additional escape. That's going to be a pretty nice item for him to have. Really better positioning for the 3-man, 4-man impales, even the 2-mans, or even the 1 if it's someone trying to TP out. Definitely can make all the difference. And we check out Visage, like we said, working towards the Ags. Gonna have it way before 30 minutes. He's only 250 off. And Storm Spirit, we saw him in that fight. Go ahead and he orchided up Febby, although Febby's rocks. Chaotic Offering level 3 now with the Ags. He's not got a lot of money. Oh, but look on the courier already. Wow, he's close. He's already got the Oblivion Staff and, of course, the very expensive recipe. I believe it's 1875. So he's only got the Void Stone as well as the Ring of Regen, also known as the Perseverance left. And I can't add those numbers, 1750, so that's pretty expensive as well. But he's getting very close to that refresher. Maybe around 30 minutes, 32 minutes. He's got the Midas, we'll see how well he can farm. Depends if they fight or not. As double damage Vendetta Strike on the Dark Falco, it's a hard person to kill. Nyx, the only one he can really gank this game is probably, well, we'll actually say Lycus, because he's pretty squishy if he gets stunned up. And I was going to say Rubik before that. Rubik about the only one he can gank. The one he goes on, and there we see how that Nether Strike will follow. Oh, the power shot. And the bashes from Dark Falco right now. This guy needs to play the lottery. Being so useless. Yeah, that may be fair. I mean, everyone is in the jungle and pretty close around. Of course, they're already looking at Spearbreaker, who's the hero that's going to show up. So it is hard for anyone else to just show up out of the blue. But there's no wards. They're fighting into, you know, this cliff area here that's all dark for them right now. So they don't know who's in there or who's coming. Maybe just frustrated that they are behind. Juby trying to do everything he can to get back into the game. And Mason still playing a little cautious. Doesn't really want to throw it as they are. Probably inching back in. Yeah, the XP already back down to equilibrium after those couple team fights. Gold, only a 5,000 advantage. So still anyone's game at this point. And look at that. They sneak a Roche. Dro Ranger. Good hero, maybe. Shadowblade up. Actually just stopped at the Morbid Mask. Didn't go for a Helm or a Suicidal Mask of Madness. Gets the Shadowblade for extra escape from the Space Cow. At least force him to buy some dust. And then treads as well as the Aegis picked up now. Yes, Sharkbait indeed. Very fun tourney if you want to just watch some more casual, but still very high level Dota. It's not quite a pub, but it's not quite, you know, a serious 5v5 league either. It may turn into that though here in the next couple weeks, as the top 25 players will form 5 teams and go into a bracket. So that should be a lot of fun to watch. And it'll be like a sort of draft style, NFL draft, I guess, NEL draft, I guess we could say, where they actually draft out the team. So will be a lot of fun. As Bloody 9 drops the wall for a kill, solo kill on the Space Cow. I'm not sure if that was necessary. It is a pretty short cooldown spell. They probably don't want to take a big engagement after that, so they just drop it. Mason calls the GG, maybe disagreeing with that decision. But it will be hard to fight into FXO's very own Febby. Once again, playing all the way from Korea, a country I would love the opportunity to visit again. So if any Korean companies want me to cast Dota there, I'm down. Sign me up. As Febby going to continue to jungle. Check out the courier. It's awaiting at the secret shop. He's got the Void Stone, so basically he's done. This camp will be the refresher, and he's going to pick it up right at 32 minutes. Sar continues to jungle, or Ancients. He's 0-9. Wow, 0-9. 155 CS on the Dro Ranger, got aggroed into, was pretty tough. In the mid lane though, Febby will be the subject of the Vendetta gank, but of course we see that Force Staff paying off, able to get out of there. And Dave maybe going to overextend and try to chase into this. Mason wants to go on Febby, gets pretty low, that mana burn. Stolen. That's a good spell to steal versus the Storm Spirit, but the Impale is too much to get them both. FXO's Febby as well as Slytherin go down, make Dave a casualty as well. 3 for NEL. Dark Falco comes in. Lycus with the Black King Bard procced up. Bloody 9, no wall. Used it solo, but it's up in 5 seconds, and they clean up the team. Zendi with a double kill finishes the Ags. And that's about a 500 burst if those familiars focus you at the start of the fight. It does a lot. 32-32. They even up the scoreboard, but they turned the graphs around way ahead in XP now. The first real lead for the Dire in the game, and maybe the first real lead in the game, as it looks to be going above that 5,000 gold mark. Now we check out the gold, back to even at the moment, and yeah, maybe looking to push the tower. Drops the familiars even to get the damage back up. They really want to take it, maybe even save the damage here and go for 3. No, we'll actually just unleash the familiars on the tower. Let's see if they back. Bloody Nine's wall just came up. Mason did drop though. They can get some damage in here perhaps. Yeah, familiars unleash. And wow, they're going to get the whole tower. Fortify, of course, already down. They get the tower now. They want to go for the racks. The familiar's not hitting for a lot anymore. Or does Ags make their base? Wow, Ags is really good. That's insane. It stops at 41. I thought it just increased the starting. I didn't realize it stopped it. Wow, that's crazy. Those are a threat. They can kill supports. Just watch them go to town. You get some nice stuns here. The golems are down right now. Another set of golems. They take out 2. Febby with a double kill. Will use the refresher. Reveals it there. Takes out all the familiars as well. No, one able to possibly get away. Looks like it's being charged. No. Nope, he's going somewhere else. We're going on Dark Falco cam. He is going for Mason on the Storm Spirit. He's got the BKB, has the Mask of Madness. Drums earn as well, and by drums I mean earn. Gets the bashes, gets another bash. The Mask of Madness procs. It's enough. That's a full health Mason drops. Rage buyback into the game right now. Dark Falco cam. Definitely worth it there. Paying off. Dark Falco picks up Mason, forces the buyback, and now they want to quickly get another Rax as they have these golems up for another 7 seconds. Probably won't be able to do anything. Another charge coming onto Mason right now. Will Lycus decide to dive this? Dark Falco probably going to go for it. So back to Dark Falco cam maybe. Let's see. He's going for it right now. Another team fight breaks out. He cancels it anyways. Sar doesn't actually last in any of those. Ags also reduces the gold given for the golems, which makes it really nice as well. You have to be a little less conscious about them getting the gold from it earlier, as Nyx Assassin goes for the Blink Force Arcane Boot. So really looking for that positioning in the team fights to land those perfect impales. Make sure that the next time they fight, the Chaotic Offering with the Refresher, it doesn't go off. Actually, I have. I just didn't realize the Ags increased the base damage, leaving it at 41 instead of just 10. Because at 10 it doesn't even do damage basically to anyone with armor. But yeah, the aura strats are definitely alive and well. Luna Venge, Drill, Beastmaster, Lycan. I like the throw in there. It doesn't really matter because you can pretty much just 5-man from the start, so you don't have to worry about laning. As now, let's see what goes on here. Vendetta up, maybe looking for the courier here. Probably worth it if he goes for it. He will get it. The familiars actually were hunting, and now the familiars themselves being hunted. Another 100 gold, 2 slithering the charge in. Juby will go down, so they lose 100 gold and a hero for a courier snipe. Did it delay any items? I don't believe so. He's got the Lincolns now, as well as the BKB, and of course the Gem of True Sight. So Lycus is doing pretty well in this game. If we take a look at the net worth here, oh, Fabby, how are you killing people? Will kill Dro Ranger. Didn't have to use an ult. Where'd my Aegis go, says Zar. Looks like it did run out. Mason though wants to clean up on this. What? Okay. I think he was typing. Oh man, that's funny. He actually could have used Refresher to cancel that TP. That would have been hilarious. His ultimate, unfortunately, was on like a 6-second cooldown, so they did just run by. Febby saying that he was obviously time killing the Dro, waiting for that Aegis to run out. Then he went for it. Didn't see what happened, but I don't even know what happened. Maybe a nice Fatal Bonds to start everything off. And Shadow Word does a bit of damage. Dro still very squishy at this point. Mason, though, could be in trouble. The charge to land. Nether Strike goes out. He drops. Once again, no buyback available. No buyback on the Darkseer or onto Mason. DS, however, Bloody Nine, still alive right now. Has the wall up and a Shivas, so he can defend. He's going for Ags this game, as it is a bit of a tri-core lineup between Windrunner, Weaver, Spearbreaker, and of course Mason, actually. All of them doing a lot of damage. And the Ag Scepter is very good against those tri-cores, or like 4 heroes that right-click for a lot. Ags with wall is going to do a lot. He gets it off there, lands it on about 2, maybe. BKB by Lycus. It's not doing a lot. Mason still down for 40-some seconds. And what is going on, says Febby, as he does show up to the party. Sar with the lifesteal is just going to go Satanic, so he does finish the Helm of Dominator. Dark Falco has Dust as well. Is there a gem up on Lycus though, so he doesn't even need to use it. Still could slow, but the refresher ult from Febby is enough. Down goes the Tsar as well as Bloody Knight, who once again, no buyback there on the Darkseer, so looking to get the tier 3 tower, the resummon onto the birds, looking to do some damage onto Lycus, but it looks like this maybe could be the game, or at least notches up the racks. Hero Shackle there by Dave onto 2. Will they be able to get there in time? The golems go to town. Febby gonna throw out the upheaval to go ahead and slow him down as the tier 3 will drop. They still need to get the racks. Mason respawning soon right now. And it looks like they will even up the racks here. Making it 1-1. Fortified pops. Mason's alive, but of course 3 heroes still down for 30 seconds. No buyback on the Dro. None on the Visage either. So pretty much here's Mason. Going to zip in and zip out as much as he can, but to no avail. They lose the racks, and now, as much as ever, looking like Radiant's game again. They're even going to go bot, try to get 2 as Dave continues the charge. Excuse me, Dark Falco continues to charge. Dave? Where is Dave? He played in CEVO as well. Make sure to sign up for CEVO. Good tournament. As Dave going to town on to Mason. He drops again, and that looks to be the game. Darkseer respawns here. His ultimate will be up when he is up, but we already saw him land a 4-man wall with no follow-up, so we know that's not enough. Even with the Ags, as he actually still does not have it. Roach is up in a minute as Dave with the wind run able to get out of here. Maybe turn this around onto Dro actually. Even the heal from Febby doing a lot. The stun will disrupt Juby as he was going for that. Let's see if he can get Dave. Meanwhile, the wall drops on the other side of this. Dark Falco, BKB looking for Zendi. Can he get him? No. He will drop, but the Fatal Bond seem to still be doing work. And Lycus is actually going to clean it up with a double kill as Febby's still alive. So is Dave continuing to receive the heals. They get 2 racks. And that makes the game 2-1 on the racks advantage. Radiant right now, and they're even going to find Juby. He's got a Ghost Scepter. Where's the magic? The Force Staff to live once again, really paying off. The Power Shot, almost able to follow him there, but not quite enough. And now the Radiant 10 kills ahead, 44-34 at the moment. As, yeah. Alright, just taking a poll. How mad will anyone be if we don't see the end of this game and I just leave to go into the next lobby that should be ticketed? I think there's a ticketed game going right now, right? CJ Entis! I hope they make a Dota team, and I like your name, and I like what you said as well. Quality movie theaters there in South Korea. Because yes, movie theater companies have StarCraft teams. That's Korea. And speaking of Korea, we've got Febby in the house. Ags Refresher on the Warlock here, and yeah, looks like another game is going on. Is that actually ticketed? It's not either, so I may actually dip out of this one and head into... IX Mike has a lobby that's 7 of 10, but actually this game may finish up before that even fills, so we'll just keep posted as Slytherin could be in a lot of trouble. The Shivas goes out. He's just a Rubik, but can they get him despite Carapace steal? Here come the birds, though, to clean it up. Zenji on the Visage will get the kill. 44-35, but will he be avenged? The Spirit Breaker, the Space Veil coming in, will get canceled there. Goes on to Mason. Is there an Orchid up? Yeah, it's on Dave. Here comes the wall. Nice ulls from Mason to purge off the silence. Able to get out of there. Or actually just stands and fights like a man, trying to get on Lycus here. Lycus, though, maybe going to get away. Dave gets away on about 45 HP. And Lycus runs. Let's see, where's the action at? Hero Shackle as Ciar wants to chase. He's definitely got the burst damage. Can they impale him? The Blink Dagger from Juby pays off. They bring him down. 44-36 now. As Febby on the backside of this drops the ult. Refresh. Can he get another one off? He gets Orchided up. Soul Assumption. He goes down. The Golems are there. They get cleaned up as well. So when he respawns, he did get the Refresher off. So the ultimate off cooldown. Let's see if they can't win the game here for the Dire. Uh-oh, says Febby. They push mid. They realize that the rack's already gone now. Dark Falco could be in trouble here. Yes, will go down. They continue to dive. The gold graph, check it out real quick. No advantage really either way, so it's pretty much just a battle. It's a bloodfest right now. Really no advantage, just items, XP, gold, is all about the same. The Ags Refresher, of course, pretty strong, but Febby dead at the moment. Even Rubik will get picked off there again by the Visage. Of course, I was going to say the most kills on the map. He's at 10 and 6, so he's tied for second. As Lycus at 15 leading that. Tsar going to work on the buildings here. And maybe going to TP back to base. The tier 4 is starting to take some damage, but the fight continues to go. Tsar very low. Almost ran into the bugs. As looks like Mason purging some silence again will possibly go down. Still a lot of mana. As Lycus will pick up a mega kill streak. Killed the Drow Ranger. Wants to chase this. Zyendi getting charged up here by Dark Falco. Mason able to TP out back to base, but here comes the Space Cow. Gonna collide, cancel the TP, and of course Nether Strike, why not? He's got a Veil of Discord, by the way, which is interesting. Definitely helps with the golems, and he's farming pretty well, getting kills. Why not? Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it. Nether Strike is magical as well, so it definitely increases the damage there. Bash is magical. He's a support going on the magical RNG of Greater Bash and Nether Strikes with the Mask of Madness, and of course it really accelerates the damage of the Chaotic Offering, so actually pretty solid item. And get that off, if they ever actually fight 5v5 in this game, should do work. It probably already has. I just noticed it now, though. Uh-oh, Febby spotted out, in trouble. He's tanky, though, 2600, 10 armor as well. No Dagons. Ghost Scepter, Blink Force right now on Juby. Looks to be taking the fall here. Will drop Spirit Breaker. Dark Falco picks up the kill, 47-39 right now. For a Ninja Stew, there is actually a console command to auto connect to all tournament lobbies. You just have to get the code or the number for the tournament, which you should probably be able to find out pretty easily there. Let me check out the other lobby real quick. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Should I go to the other one or... Well, they got the Roche. Should I go to the other lobby, or do you guys want me to finish this game? Alright, yeah, I'll stay on this one, and we'll just wait for the next game. So, between this game and the next, there may be a bit of downtime. So, we'll just finish this one. It should be over pretty soon. I'll ask IX Mike to maybe wait up. And there's another lobby going on. Let me check who's actually in that game, as we'll just go on Dark Falco cam while I minimize. Let's see here. In the other game, we've got J-Hood, Sleazel, Please Don't Pause, Universe, Ziz, Pandago, Ryu Boras, Yugi, The Cathost, and Happy Cat. So I'm really surprised that's not ticketed. IX Mike's game that just went, that one just started if the client doesn't bug out. We've got 1437, IX Mike, Demise, who really impressed me. That guy's a player. Crystal, SHK, and yeah, okay, well, whatever. Team fight, everything going off, Veil of Discord, the ult, the wall from both sides, the refresher gets off, Febby drops it, my FPS is not dropping, surprisingly. I've reconnected to the game, it's 48-0, the Dire are losing this fight. Bloody 9 on the Darkseer already down, Juby falls on the Nyx Assassin, the Upheaval BK Beach there from Febby. And that looks to probably be the game. If we check out the buybacks, no on Mason, no gold, and actually he's alive, so it doesn't matter. Lycus, though, picks up a double kill somewhere, probably on the Visage, way back in the base. Lycus going crazy right now with the Desolator online finally. BKB Lincoln's Desolator gem, and they look to be taking out the top tier 3 tower. And now looking on the rack, Slithering gets jumped on the Remnants, enough to take him out. Dark Falco, though, gonna be able to bash him there maybe. And of course the Lycus will go ahead and pick up the kill and finish the racks. That's Megas right now, so the game officially ends. Looks like it's 50-40. So pretty crazy game overall. Lots of kills. Welcome to NEL. We had 92 kills in 46 minutes. The game ends. Absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, maybe the game hasn't started yet, actually. I might still be able to join the lobby, so let's get out of it really quickly.